Hey, Barnes.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the 5 love languages?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I read that book back in the day. Gary Chapman?
Yes, Gary Chapman. You know, my husband first told me about that book a long time ago. He was a marriage counselor. That book has sold over 20 million copies. Understanding each other's acts of devotion and expression of our unique love language. Well, guess what? There's an updated version, believe it or not, with 2 more love languages. Because now we have 7, Barnes. And I have a special guest on that's going to talk to us about that. Her name is Megan Malone, the new love languages. Good morning, Megan.
Hi, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great.
How in the world did you cram more love into what we thought was the definitive 5? What are the 5? The originals?
Right. Well, the 5 originals are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, and acts of service. Mm-hmm. And so, we looked at these, original 5. Of course, I've been a fan for a long time. I work for a company called Truity, and the CEO of the company had also been a fan. She was a former marriage therapist as well, and so she used the love languages with couples as well. We just thought it hadn't been updated since, the 1980s or so when this was originally done. And we really wanted to say, what does love look like in modern relationships in today's world? And so, we kind of decided to explore that. That's how we came up with 7 styles.
Well, Leslie gave me homework to do it, and it takes about 5 minutes to do.
Did you do your homework, Barnes?
I did, and we'll put it up on themorningx.com on the 99X page, the Morning X page, so you also can take it. I took it, and my love, is it called a style now, Megan, or a language?
Well, our version is called a love style. So
Okay.
we didn't want, we didn't work with Dr. Chapman. We didn't want to use his terminology. So when we did our research and came up with our on the 7 love styles.
Well, mine was appreciation, 100. I got a 100 in appreciation. What does that mean?
Okay, yeah. So appreciation is going to be the most similar to the words of affirmation original love language.
Yeah.
So it's basically saying that you feel special and value when your partner gives you praise and compliments and gives you genuine appreciation for what you do.
And Leslie, you never do that for me. So if you
Every
could
single
start.
day, I tell you what a great job you're doing, how hard
Right.
you're working. No.
What is yours?
Okay, mine is intellectual.
What?
78%.
Okay.
Explain that to me.
Yeah, so intellectual is actually one of our new love styles. We determined 2 new love styles when we did our research and created this assessment. And it's actually turned out to be, we've had over 1 million people take the test. Intellectual has turned out to be the most popular, most common love style result. So this is when someone feels valued by their partner, when their partner values their intelligence, respects their opinions, and takes part in kind of thoughtful conversation about important topics with them. It's really looking for someone to have that kind of intellectually stimulating conversation with.
Well, I apologize, Leslie, that you have to spend 4 hours a day with me because I'm not hitting any of that for you. But so, okay, now I understand. What I misunderstood was, Megan, I thought there were 2 new love languages. So now I'm to understand you guys have kind of come up with a new model.
Correct.
So the other 5 still exist, but there are 2 more. So we just heard intellectual, which, by the way, was my number 2, which I was kind of shocked about. What's the other new one? So appreciation isn't a new one, right?
It is and it isn't. So 5 of our styles are similar to the original 5 love languages. So we've renamed them and we've expanded on them just a bit based on our research. But then we created these 2 new styles based on the research as well. One was intellectual and the other is emotional. So this is when people are looking for someone to really kind of support them emotionally, specifically through emotionally challenging or vulnerable times. And so this was something that is, very common results that we've seen as well.
What was your love language, Megan?
I think mine,
Not language, I'm sorry, the other word.
love style.
Yeah.
Love style. My top was emotional, and I think intellectual is my second. So the new ones were my top as well.
So, Megan, I got a 0 on 2 of them.
I was just going to ask if you got zeros. I got 2 zeros also. What does that mean?
I got a 0 on financial, which I'm sure my husband will crack
Me
up.
too.
And I got a 0 on practical.
Me too. What the hell's happening?
What is going on, Megan?
Well, the financial and the practical styles, they're loosely based on gifts and acts of service. So if you wanted to compare them to the original 5, we changed it from gifts to financial because what we found in our research was that people that valued the financial style were actually looking for someone, either if it was a receiving style, to kind of provide for them in a financial way or to be a provider. So that aspect of the relationship was very highly important. And the practical style, again, is kind of similar to acts of service. So, looking for their partner to take care of things around the house, that kind of stuff. So I would say those two are maybe a little bit more traditional when you think of more kind of the traditional norms and relationships, whereas when you look at more the modern, what modern couples are really looking for, you tend to see more of the intellectual and the emotional desires.
We're speaking with Megan Malone, the new love languages.
No,
So, Megan-
no, not languages, Fram. You're going to get in trouble. Styles.
Oh, styles, the new love styles. So, Megan, do you feel like this can change over time the longer you are with someone? Because,
good
people
question.
settle in with long-term relationships.
Good question.
I think so. I think that as people change and as the relationships grow and evolve over time and the people within the couple grow and evolve over time, what you might need or what you might expect from a partner could absolutely change. Just with age, people change what their desires are and what they expect in their relationships. And so, yes, absolutely. And then I think that probably at some point, if you think, intellectual is really important for me in my relationship, that's probably not something that's necessarily going to change because, that's something that is maybe kind of more related to your innate personality. So it depends, but I would say overall, yes, they can change.
Leslie, what were yours? Run down the whole list in the order that you got it.
I'll give it to you right now. I think we should put this link on the Morning X
We are.
page as well.
Yep, we will.
Okay, it started with intellectual, emotional, appreciation, activity, physical, and then financial and practical.
Man,
How about you?
We were close. I was appreciation 100, intellectual 67, emotional 33, activity 22, physical 11, financial 0, practical 0. So
Yeah, we're very close.
it's very similar. Megan, thank you. We're going to put this up. We'll link right to it. The Truity test you can take. It takes like 5 minutes. I thought it was very interesting. We'll put it on the Morning X page at 99x.com. Megan, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie.
99X.